Hi, I'm Anne Enright, best-selling author of Actress, and I'm delighted to answer some of your questions received through Eason's Asks. First question is, Actress is such a complex and intriguing novel. I just could not put it down. What inspired you to write it? I'd love to know why you just could not put it down, actually back at you with the question. But what inspired me to write it is, I suppose, I've always been intrigued by the world of the theatre. I nearly worked in the theatre. It was a road not taken for me. I was on the stage in my early 20s in Dublin in the Project and the Abbey and other. And before it all went the way that acting careers often go, there are very few successes in that life. When did you first start writing books, and can you tell us a bit about your writing process? Well, I have always been writing books. So this is a really simple answer. I've always been writing. Whether I've been writing books or not is a different question. And my writing process is that I write all the time, more or less. I chip away. I don't despair. That is how I get the books done. But day by day, year by year, the books seem to sort of accumulate, but I chip away. That is my writing process. I'm never really not writing, because if I'm not writing, I am very poor company indeed. You were appointed as the first laureate for Irish fiction and have also won the Booker Prize. I wanted to know if either or both of these experiences have influenced your writing in any way, and if so, how? Well, I suppose in the years after the Man Booker, which is a very large, kind of globally very large prize to win, I was quite defensive and says, well, this is having no effect whatsoever. I'm just back at the desk and, how dare you suggest that my creativity is anyway disturbed. But actually, I found it quite difficult to establish a new privacy, a new creative freedom, which you need boundaries for that. And the world was very much in on me for a few years after the Man Booker. The laureateship, by contrast, didn't necessarily enliven my fiction writing, but it brought me to a place in mid-career where I wanted to establish my relationship to Ireland and where I was. If I was going to be laureate for Irish fiction, then I had to do something. I had to do some kind of reconciliation with the whole canon and the whole tradition of Irish fiction. And so it was quite a grounding thing for me to do. And it's on that ground, I think, that I wrote Actress. You've previously talked about a gender imbalance in Irish writing. Do you think that the emerging trend of new Irish writers has addressed this in any way, and are there any contemporary Irish women writers you particularly admire? Yeah, I talked about gender imbalance. Gender imbalance creeps back in if you don't keep an eye on it. And actually in 2012, 2013, you would be enormously surprised to see how male some of the critical culture leant. The fact that the new wave of female writers, I don't know if they describe themselves as a wave, but the recent successes of Irish women have been so incontrovertible, means that the critics have kind of shriveled up. They're not so much in charge of it anymore. You can't fold a flood and put it in a drawer, as Emily Dickinson said. And the genies that have come out of the bottle in the last 5 years or so, writers like Emer McBride, Lisa McInerney, Anna Burns, these are really fierce talents, and I really admire them and recommend them to you here. Which book are you most proud of throughout the course of your career? I don't know if I'm prideful about my writing. The book I'm most fond of is a book called Making Babies, Stumbling into Motherhood. And I'm fond of it because it was true, and because I didn't write it to look good. I wrote it to record what was going on from day to day, and the amazement and wonder I felt in having these new human beings in the world, some of whom are now in charge of my tech. Don't tell your teenagers to get off the screen, because you might need them in a lockdown. Thank you very much. Bye bye.